Hey, bienvenue, mes amis, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Bonjour and All That, the French language learning series that maybe one day will be award winning. Now, keep in mind that this is the video series that the Spanish Club at Ukulele High School in Birdsnock, Kentucky does not want you to see. All right, what have we got going on today? Well, we're going to return to the basics of French, and by basics, I mean really basic. We're going to the alphabet. Now, here's the nice thing about the alphabet in French. The alphabet in French has exactly the same letters in exactly the same order as the English alphabet. Now, that doesn't happen often among languages. For example, Spanish doesn't have the same letters in the same order. Italian only has 21 letters. And the people in Hawaii, well, their language only has 12 letters. But in French, we have the same 26 letters as we have in English, and they are in the same order. Which means if you have a hankering to, why, you can always just sing the alphabet song in French. By the way, I am your instructor. Je m'appelle Monsieur Minardi, Mr. Minardi. All right, and I will gladly lead you on this adventure today. So, we shall start. If I can get things going. There we go. All right, here we go with the alphabet in French. All right, got it all set up? I know you're eager to get started. Me too. I won't keep you in suspense any longer. All right, what's the first letter of the alphabet? Well, in English, it is A. Now, the French don't call it A. They call it A. Now, I put the A down there in brackets because I don't know how you spell the names of letters. So I'm giving you a pronunciation guide, but I have no idea how letters are spelled. Do you? I don't even know if they have an official spelling. So anyway, the bracket underneath there shows you how to pronounce this letter in French, and this is A. All right? Well, so far, so good. We're off to an excellent start. Do you feel like you can take some more? Okay, me too. What is the next letter? If you said B, you are correct. Is it all coming back to you now, your kindergarten days? All right, but in French, of course, it's not called B. Instead, we say bay. Bay. All right, so now we have A, bay. Okay. Next up, as always, what follows B, of course, is C. But in French, it's say. All right. So now we have A, bay, say. Say that with me. Ready? A, bay, say. All right, so instead of knowing your ABCs, in French you know your ABCs. Next up, of course, D. In French, we say day. So D is day. All right, A, B, say, day. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, say, day. All right, we're on such a roll here. Let's keep going. E. All right, in English, we say E. Now, in French, all right, very different. Not a particularly beautiful sounding letter, but, well, you know. What can you say? The next one, this one in French is and that's the best I could do for putting the pronunciation up for I hope that's how you spell So now we have A, B, say, day, Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, say, day, All right, 5 down, 21 to go. Of course, the next one is what you never want to see on a report card, F. And in French, get ready for it. It's F. What do you know? They're the same. We like that. Okay, so now it's A, B, C, D, E, F. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F. Maybe the next one will be just as easy. Let's see. Of course, it's G, and I was just kidding with you. This one is not going to be as easy. As a matter of fact, this one can be a bit confusing. I'll show you why. Okay, in French we say J. That ZH there is the J sound, like the S in measure or pleasure. It's that sound. All right, so it's J. But now, be careful because that sounds an awful lot like J, but it's not. It's G. Okay? So we've met our first challenge. All right. J. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, J. You say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, J. Were you able to keep up? Yeah, I like to take these at a pretty good pace. We don't want to spend all day here. All right, next one. In English, we say H. Has that nice ch sound in it. In French, ash. Ash. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, J, ash. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, J, ash. All right. We'll put that one to the side and let's see what's next. I think we have another vowel coming up. I. Okay. Now this one can also be a bit confusing for English speakers because the name of the letter I in French is E. So we already have a letter called E in English. So when we hear E in French, that's what we immediately think of. But the reason the letter I is called E is because that's the sound the letter I makes in French. So we just have to get used to it. We can do it. Name is E. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, J, H, E. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, J, H, E. What's next? Yes, the letter J. All right, which, by the way, they don't have in Italian. What do you know? All right, now, again, this one is going to be a bit of a nuisance because in French, J is J. It's that J sound. All right, the problem is this sounds like the letter G in English, but it's not. It's J in French. All right. Yeah, you can keep it all straight, especially once you learn it and you're able to say the alphabet in order. It sounds very natural and all that, I promise you. But remember, J is G. Okay. It's kind of easy to do because it just follows the I, which is E, so keep that same sound. E, G. All right, the order is A, B, C, D, E, F, J, H, E, G. You do it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, J, H, E, G. All right, next one. In English, the letter K. In French, the letter K. All right, not too hard. A, B, C, D, E, F, J, H, E, G. All right, now you say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, J, H, E, G, K. All right, now, these next four, I'm going to do in order without stopping to repeat every one of them because it'll help this video go a little bit quicker, and also because they sound exactly like the English letter, so we don't have to linger over these. So for the letter L in French, it is L. For the letter M, in French, it is M. The letter N in French is N. And then finally, the letter O in French is O. All right, so L-M-N-O. Okay, if I've got this all right, and I know I do, we say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. All right, 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. All right, and that brings us to P. And in French, we say pay. Have you noticed that usually if a letter in English ends in the E sound, in French it's going to be the same, except it's going to end in the A sound. You see that happens with B, bay, C, say, D, day. All right. Well, that happens with P. Pay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Pay. All right. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Pay. I hope you're not getting annoyed with repeating this every time. Well, I don't know if you're repeating them. You could just be sitting there waiting for me to shut up. But if you are doing it with me, the reason I'm doing this after most every letter is because repetition is what helps you learn this alphabet. That's how you learn the English alphabet in kindergarten, right? Yeah, you just kept repeating it and repeating it and repeating it, and then it becomes automatic. All right. Let's go on to the next one. One of the most interesting letters, I think, of the alphabet. In English, it's Q. It's almost the same in French. It's Q. Q. All right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. All right. Want to do it with me? All righty. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. And that brings us to the letter R. All right. Now, this letter contains a sound that we do not make in English on purpose to speak. All right. It is a sound that we make in English. It's just not a speaking sound, because the letter R is very interesting en français. Okay. You say this in French, air. All right. The letter R in French is a guttural sound. It comes from your throat. It is actually that's R. All right. So in English, we want to pronounce this air, but it's not a R sound. It's a sound. All right. So it's air. All right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Do it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Did you get that sound? Sounds like you're gargling, you know? All right. Yeah, French is supposed to be this beautiful language, and it is, don't get me wrong. But it's interesting that in this beautiful language, we have such a harsh sounding, you know, it's not the pretty trilled R like you'd find in Spanish or Italian. No, it's but again, it's just one of the things about the French language that I've learned to love and adore. All right, getting toward the end now. The letter S in French is the same. S, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. All right, I think it's time for me to take a sip of my refreshing beverage. Today I've got some mint tea. Oh, it's wonderful with a little sugar and creamer. Oh, formidable. That means great. Okay. Now, you say this with me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. All right. T, remember what we said about letters in English that end in the E sound, what they do in French? And this one follows the rule. T is tay. All right. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to say this one a little bit lower to add some excitement to our video. You ready? Here I go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. All right, wasn't that delightful? All right, now you do it with me. You don't have to do it in a low voice. No, well, you can do it in any voice you like. Imitate somebody. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. And what could be next? Yes, the letter U. And it's very similar in French. It's OO. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, OO. All righty. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, OO. All right. Next one. V, and remember our rule. The E sound for letters becomes A in French, and that means this will be they. Very good if you could figure that out. Smart audience. All right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. I don't do a very good high voice. I try, but it cracks a little bit. Okay, you probably figured that out. Let's go on to the next letter, W in English, but now it's not called W in French. Slightly different. In French, W is called double V, which literally means double V. Okay, so in the French mindset, this is not W, it is double V. And you can see why that might be true. So that makes us say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. Now you say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. We're getting really close to the end. The letter X in French is the letter X. Okay? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. Now you say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X. All right. Down to the last two. You can do it. I can do it. Here we go. Y in English. That reminds me of a joke. Yeah, I'll go ahead and share it with you. The joke goes like this. You say, I can only say 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. I'll give you a minute to laugh because that was pretty funny. Okay. Now, in French, this letter has a very interesting name, probably the most interesting name of all the letters, because in French we don't say Y, we say Y. Yeah, that's right, really. I'm not making it up. Y, which literally means Greek I. So in French thinking, the Y is a Greek I. Don't ask me what it has to do with Greek. I don't know. I'm just reporting the facts to you. So Y is Y. So That means the order is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. And that brings us to our last, final letter of the alphabet. Can you believe we've made it all the way through, and hasn't time just flown by? Saying our letters together. The last letter, of course, is Z in English, so you might think this would be Z in French, but you'd be wrong. The letter Z is an exception to that pattern, and in French, Z is called Z. Now, this is not surprising because this is what the British call the letter Z. They also say Z, and since England and France are only separated by a narrow sleeve of water we call the English Channel, it's not surprising that they would adopt the British pronunciation for this letter. Or maybe the British adopted it from the French. I don't know. But that's how they became the same. So Z is Z. Now the whole set goes like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now you say the whole thing with me. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Ah, très bien. Vous avez bien fait, mes amis. Okay. Well, what more can be said? Well, nothing can be said, but would you like to sing? Yeah, I told you could sing the alphabet song to this, and I would like to do that with you. All right, yeah. See how the alphabet sounds in French, right? So it's time to sing. All right. There you can see our letters. Isn't that a beautiful little representation there? All right. Here we go. We're going to sing the alphabet song in French. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. J'ai bien dit mes ABC comme on les dit en français. Okay, obviously, I did not check my sound levels before we began. So that was a little loud. Now that I've got it down, let's try it again with a more subdued audio and sing it. That first time was practice, but let's do it again. I'll try to, there we go. Whoops. There we go. Here it goes. We're going to start. We're going to sing the alphabet song. Are you ready? Here we go now. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. J'ai bien dit mes ABC comme on les dit en français. And they like to hold that last note out. Did you hear that? All right. So that last part, by the way, j'ai bien dit mes ABC comme on les dit en français. It just means I said my ABCs well, like they say them in French. All right. And mes amis, believe it or not, Hey, that's the lesson. I hope you've enjoyed our time with the alphabet. I know I have. It's one of the favorite things I do, and I hope you come back to this video again and again whenever you're feeling a little bit down. And you can always just go ahead to this slide and sing that beautiful alphabet song. It'll pick you right up. D'accord, mes amis, maintenant c'est l'heure et il me faut partir. À plus tard.